This broadcast is the property of Codependents Anonymous. Reproduction without written permission from Codependents Anonymous is not permitted.
And today, our speaker, James, will introduce the topic, gratitude. Thank you, James.
Thank you, David.
Aww.
Hello? Can you hear me all right, David?
I hear you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. And you mentioned Gratitude Month. I am grateful for my CoDA recovery. When I came to CoDA, I was without hope. My life did not make any sense. It felt meaningless. I was numb. I was frozen in time. What is gratitude for me? Before recovery, when I joined any organization, I had to read and become familiar with all the rules and regulations. I knew that if I didn't, someone would get the better of me. In other words, I constantly felt less than, and I had to memorize everything to feel accepted. I was codependent. When I first came to CoDA, the Fellowship Service Manual was intimidating. But as I became comfortable with myself in the program, I started to realize what mattered. So I kept it simple. And as I turned my will and my life over to this power that is greater than myself, I found my voice. I studied references to gratitude and came up with my recovery definition. Do I accept it? And does it bring me joy, safety, or serenity? When I got into recovery for codependence, my life didn't make any sense. CoDA brought me simple principles to live by, and as I accept them, they bring me joy. As I forgive the people in my life and let go of my resentments, I finally feel, show, and accept gratitude for this incredible life. I thought of the preamble where it said, we use the 12 steps and the 12 traditions for knowledge and wisdom. These are the principles of our program and guides to developing honest and fulfilling relationships with ourselves and others. I thought if I could just grasp a word or two that defined each step and tradition, it would make them less complicated to remember, and I could carry them with me on my journey. I am grateful for the acceptance I found in step 1. We usually achieve acceptance only after working through the 4 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, and depression, then acceptance. First step made me realize my limitations concerning other people. I am powerless, but I am not hopeless. I can accept people as they are, but in CoDA, I am not alone. I started to see and accept myself, even as I was accepted by my CoDA group. I am grateful for the honesty of step 1 and the unity that the first tradition brings to my relationships. I am grateful for the awareness and sanity that step 2 brought into my life. Before I found my higher power, my life did not make any sense. I was lost. In my service, there is but one authority, a loving higher power. I am grateful for the faith I found in step 3. As I turned my will and my life over to this power, I started to have faith in a higher power and trust in myself and my relationships. I am grateful for the courage to do my searching and fearless moral inventory. It made me see how I related to people in my life. I came to CoDA looking for loving and healthy relationships. Still, I could not have relationships unless I learned to be responsible for myself and how I related to other people. Today, I am grateful for life's interdependence. I try not to be dependent or codependent. The 4th tradition taught me where I end and where others begin. And it also taught me the balance, which is one of the foundations of my lasting recovery. I am grateful for the honesty of step 5. I leave my agenda at the door and I admit to another person that I had got it all wrong. My job in the meeting is to focus on my recovery and tell my story. Our group has but one primary purpose: to carry its message to other codependents who still suffer. Number 6, I am grateful for the willingness. I look back in my recovery and I wonder, where have all those behaviors and defenses gone? And I thank God I had the willingness to let them go and let God take them away. Tradition 6, my CoDA group does not endorse, finance, or lend a CoDA name to any outside enterprise. It also teaches me to speak for myself and not for my wife, for my family members, or for my CoDA friends. I am grateful for the humility. I humbly stand in my recovery and ask my higher power to remove my shortcomings. I'm beginning to see how my character defects protected my shortcomings, like thinking I had to memorize the FSM. I realize now that I was surviving, not living. I pay my bills and I do my best to be fully self-supporting on a personal level. I am grateful for the loving commitment I found in step 8. I no longer rely on others to provide my sense of worth. As I make my list of people I had harmed, I can ask for understanding and forgiveness, even as I become stronger and more prepared. I am finally beginning to discover my authentic self. Codependence Anonymous will remain non-professional and unsullied by academia. We can hire people for clerical work, but the spiritual work will remain forever within our fellowship. Number 9, I am grateful for justice or responsiveness. The amends I made as part of step 9, they helped me grow and change. All my new and renewed relationships are all with equal partners now. We rely on our higher power's will for us, as expressed in our group conscience. In CoDA, we strive for the bare minimum of organization required to fulfill our purpose. That is, to carry the message. I am constantly amazed at the chaos in trying to get things done in CoDA. It is like when I chop things up and put them in a blender. There is all an absolute mess as the ingredients stumble around. But at the end of the process, something beautiful and satisfying always comes out. Number 10, trust and perseverance. I'm no longer controlled by my fears. I overcome my fears and act with courage, integrity, and dignity. I continue to take personal inventory and admit when I'm wrong. CoDA has no opinion on outside issues. When I come to the meeting, I switch off the TV in my head and I rest in the love, understanding, and companionship. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve my conscious contact with God as I understood God, reminds me to include my higher power in everything I do. I do not need to promote myself or the CoDA program of recovery. I leave that in the hands of a loving God of my own understanding. That feeds my spiritual life with meaning. Number 12, I am grateful for the service I do. I carry this message of recovery in my heart. I give freely as it was given to me. This belief makes me autonomous within my group, but anonymous in the world at large. As I look back, I am grateful, so grateful for a counselor who told me I needed to find a CoDA meeting. I thought I was going to a meeting in a church, but what I found was a bridge. All my friends were there waiting for me, shouting, "Come on, you can make it. Just take the first step." I did, and I was accepted. Then I had faith in my higher power. And then I found the courage to change the things I can and the humility to know when I am powerless. Then I took another step and realized my way of life was not working. And I found the honesty and willingness to let go and humbly ask God for help. I found the perseverance and trust needed in that moment, which led me into the arms of my wonderful, beautiful CoDA friends. and my higher power that gave me life, meaning, and truth. My life makes sense now, and I live by my higher power's will for me. I do not have to memorize everything, although I am grateful that I found the steps and traditions. They transformed my life and my relationships. Happy holidays. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you for being our speaker today, James. And we have some newcomers, so I'll just repeat the announcements. This meeting is recorded, and these recordings are posted on the Fellowship Forum Audio Recordings website. A link to that website is now in the chat, and also a link to the sign up for reminders for these meetings. We meet on the last Saturday of every month at noon Pacific time, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Central Time, and 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Please stay on mute when someone is speaking, and please raise your hand using the raise hand feature in reactions. If you would like to share on today's topic, gratitude. November is Gratitude Month in CoDA, and we are now open for comments and shares on today's topic. If you would like to share, please raise your hand and unmute yourself. If you're having a problem unmuting yourself, you can put a message in the chat. If you wanted, okay. Hello, everyone. My name is David. I am codependent. I'm grateful to be here today. Thank you for being our speaker today, James. I'm grateful for many things in this program. Well, but one of the most important things this program has taught me is to be grateful for the things that didn't go the way I wanted them to go, for my shortcomings, for my defects of character. I came to this program with a lot of baggage, a lot of recovery to do. And what I've learned and what I'm most grateful for is my shortcomings and my defects of character are best viewed through the lens of these are opportunities for my recovery, opportunities to get the lesson, to grow, to find a new way to deal with things. Instead of getting upset or angry or depressed or defensive, I see my shortcomings and my defects of character as I view them as opportunities to learn about myself and how to do things differently. And that's only become possible in this program. And to be grateful for the things I'm not good at, and that they are the opportunities for me to get the best lessons about what I need to work on in my recovery. That took a while for me to get to. And so I'm really happy to be here today. And I wish everybody a happy belated Thanksgiving. And that's my share for now. Thank you. If you would like to share, have a comment or a question about today's topic, gratitude, please speak up. Yes, James, please continue.
Thank you, David. We came up with this topic at the end of the last month's fellowship forum. So I started writing last month, and I wrote through the whole month, and I really work hard on these things that I do, and I do it in my home group and other groups and stuff like that. But it made me think of gratitude all month. It made me think of how far I had come. And it was only yesterday that I thought about that frozen in time. When I came to CoDA, I felt like I was frozen in time, and made me think about, the inner child work and how young I was when I came into CoDA. And although it was only 5 years ago, I've grown so much in the almost 6 years now that I've been doing, and I've been in CoDA. It seems like when it took hold, it transformed my life, and I was so grateful. And when you brought up the topic of gratitude, I thought the first thing I said was, I need that. I need gratitude. That's what I need. I need gratitude. I've read books where people were at the end of the rope, like you were saying, they were at the end of the rope, and they started to have gratitude for the problems and the things that went wrong in their life. When they look back and they saw where it led after something went wrong and got them to a better place. And then when I thought of my higher power, and like I was saying before I did my thing, it transferred from my laptop to my big screen, and I still don't know why or how it happened. But I accept these things now, and I expect them. Things don't always go right, but I've got, at least now I've got a positive attitude since I've been in CoDA. I'm always looking on the positive side now. I don't look on the negative side. I don't think everything's going bad or going wrong for me. I feel good about life now, and it's all, and that's why I really appreciated that topic of gratitude for this forum. So I want to thank you for bringing it up, and I'll pass.
Thank you, James.
David, this is Marilyn.
Yes.
And
Would you like me to do that for you, Marilyn?
yes, I have put on chat that this is my first Zoom meeting.
Yes.
Can you help me?
Sure. I'm doing that. There you go. Done.
Now, will that be true in following meetings?
No, it won't. It will only be, that will hold for this meeting. When you turn on your Zoom account, as you're logging in, there's a box where you can where it shows what name you would like to appear in the Zoom session. And you can check the box that says, remember this setting. And that's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do is, if you hover over your little Brady box or click participants, there's 3 dots and you can choose rename, and you can do it that way. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for being here today.
Yes, I'm grateful. And I too, as the previous speakers, have thought a lot about gratitude in, say, the last 22 months. And just before I signed in, I learned that a good friend has just died I'm in Indiana, in Colorado, from COVID, when she flew out 3 weeks ago to be with her son. So that balance of, I'm trying very hard to keep looking at the glass that is more than half full, and not look at the half empty part, because I have good health, good family. I have not been ill. And so many other things that are happening in society that are disrupting and are causing a lot of disturbance. I have followed the grateful path and kept my eye on that, because I could say things all day long out loud that I'm grateful for, truly grateful for. And I'd put myself to sleep at night. And my experience with CoDA has been little, because there's no group in my city. And I try to participate as I find the groups online. So I thank you all very much.
Thank you for sharing, Marilyn. I'm so glad you're able to find this meeting and find other meetings, virtual meetings and phone meetings are accessible on the meetings tab at CoDA.org. And yeah, many unpleasant and difficult things have come about as a result of the pandemic. But one of the good things that's come about is that there's so many virtual and phone meetings that have proliferated and become available. And so I'm able to attend meetings everywhere on the planet now, and I'm grateful for that. If you would like to share on today's topic, gratitude, just raise your virtual hand and unmute yourself, please. Does anyone have any questions or comments about today's topic? Well, there doesn't seem to be any more shares or comments on today's topic. So I'll take a group conscience on closing the meeting early. We will stay open for fellowship after we close the meeting. And are there any objections to that?
I was looking at my, in this moment, and there's 4 or 5 readings on gratitude.
Right. Would you like to do a reading on gratitude for us today, Jim?
I'm hurrying through this thing. I don't know. I got to find at the end of it. It's on
Yeah.
digital.
I think that there are probably about 12, if I remember in the index in this moment, gratitude has a lot of pages. I think there's a good pages, 309 or 315, I think, are 2 really good pages. I don't have my hard copy with me. I'm just going from memory.
I'm going on the Kindle.
Yeah. Well, those pages won't help you then.
Well, no, I've got frustration, freedom. I'll get back to gratitude.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If you can find something you'd like to read from in this moment in gratitude, maybe I'll take a look at that too.
$14, 121, and 27, and 29.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to read April 15th. In this moment, I know gratitude. Negative thinking was my family's trait. Whatever the situation, I could imagine the worst possible outcome. It could be a sunny day, but with a single cloud and someone in my family would conclude it was going to rain. When called to my boss's office, I always feared I'd be fired. For a while, after I got into CoDA recovery, my financial situation worsened. My savings were gone. I was unemployed. There was only one more unemployment check. I envisioned myself homeless, sleeping under a highway overpass. At that point, God changed my thinking. I began to look for things about which I could be grateful. I find at least 3 things for which I am grateful every day. Some of the CoDA promises started to come true for me. It happened the moment gratitude became part of my daily life. Did you find one you wanted to read, James?
Yes. In this moment, I feel whole. Often I feel weary and depressed, dragging myself through daily life. I feel less than, sad, and codependent. Not today. Attending a CoDA meeting event this past weekend energized my recovery. Talking with people who value and practice CoDA principles is an opportunity I cherish. Right now, I feel whole emotionally and spiritually. My soul is filled with gratitude for CoDA friends and a higher power experience. That's the end of that one.
Yeah, I have a question from one of the members of the meeting, asking what page the "In This Moment I Know Gratitude" came from. I can't tell you the page because I'm reading from a digital copy, and the page numbers don't match your hard copy. But I read April 15th, so you can find it by the day, if that helps you. April 15th, In This Moment I Know Gratitude. And Jim, would you like to say what day you read, please?
January 3rd.
January 3rd. Great. If somebody has a copy of that book and has, or digital or hard copy, and has a favorite day they would like to share with the meeting today, please unmute yourself and share that with us. And Zoom user, I hope that helped you find that page. And if it did, maybe you could put the page number for that in the chat so other people can find it as well. It helps to have the page number.
The next one, David, was January 14th.
Okay.
And the one after that was 121. You want me to read 14th?
If you would like to, sure, please.
Okay. In this moment, I have a new voice. In recovery, I discovered my favorite feeling, joy. Feelings overwhelmed me before CoDA. For a while, I didn't know that I had feelings. That's me. Now I smile with awareness and rejoice in gratitude. I wrestle with fear, anger, and hurt. A new spirit drives me. I don't doubt my authenticity. There is a new voice I call my own. I feel a new power within. That's the end of the reading.
Thank you. Let's see if we can. Okay, so we've read April 15th. January. We read January. What dates, Jim?
January 3rd, January 14th. The next one is January 21st.
Are you going to read that?
Do you want to read it?
No, I'm busy putting that in the chat. If you would read it, please.
Okay. In this moment, I am grateful. I have a sound roof over my head. I have a comfortable bed in which to sleep. I eat well. My dog loves me. I have enough money to pay my bills. I can walk, talk, hear, and see. For all this and more, I am grateful. That's that one. And then it was 2/7.
And that was January 27th.
That January 21st.
Great. And I have a request to read, for someone to read page 25 and page 177, but we're reading from digital copies. Can you say the days for those, Amy F., and we'll read them. Also read page 3 and page 106. If you could tell us the days those are, then we can read them. June 25th is, can you find June 25th, James?
Yes, I can find it.
Great.
In this moment on June 25th, in this moment, I am grateful for the bad times. I'm grateful for all my life experiences, good and bad. If I could go back in time, do things differently, and have only good days, who would I be? I know I wouldn't be who I am today. The good days are smooth sailing and fun, but I've learned so much about myself from those bad days. The bad times test my strength and open my eyes to the issues I need to address. I now see painful experiences as growth opportunities. At these times, I travel further along the road of recovery. That was good. And I'll pass.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's June 25th, page 177. I think I'm going to remember that. I like that one.
That was June 26th. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I just turned the page.
June 25th.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, page 177. Thank you, Amy. Amy F. for mentioning that. Really appreciate that page. Good choice. We have a few more minutes if there's taking requests for in this moment.
This is Marilee, and I just joined, and I was just wondering what was happening at the beginning of this session, what I missed.
You're right on time, Marilee. You didn't miss anything. Today's topic is gratitude, and this is the month of gratitude in CoDA. And right now we've been reading from various pages in this moment daily meditation that are on the topic of gratitude. And if you would like to share on that topic or have some comment or questions, feel free.
Well, there's definitely many things to be grateful for. Oh my goodness. This life is wonderful. I am grateful for my good health and for the ability to make choices and have input into how my life goes. Recognizing that higher power has a huge amount of power and that I still get to make choices as well. And it's a joint project, this life of mine. So sometimes I get to be grateful for my best, thinking not being the best thinking, and higher power having a different idea, and the lessons that I get to learn from the opportunities of seeking insight. Everything is a blessing.
Hello, I don't mind sharing. This is Glenn.
Glenn, welcome. Please
Welcome,
continue.
Cool.
And before you go, Marilee, thank you for sharing today. Go ahead, Glenn.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I could, I have a list of things, but I'm not going to go over all of them, but I can just mainly, I'd like to say that I am grateful for this program, CoDA. It has done wonders for me. I joined this group, or not this group, but CoDA, I'm in the Pasadena area, California. In August of 2020, during the heights of COVID. And I've always been on a growth path for many years until last year. I was grieving over a major breakup, learning that my fiance that I was truly in love with was a serial cheater. So when I hit rock bottom, it led to me to obviously figure things out. Sometimes it takes an experience hitting rock bottom to change, and that's what it had done for me. And sought therapy, came across Google, and I saw the famous CoDA. I had no idea, but I just love the 12 steps. And the 12 steps, it was, I went into the site and I just thought it was so complex. There's so much information. I have, I'm pretty successful as a businessman and so on. I have a lot of great relationships, but it seemed like that my relationships weren't working through the years with respect to my partner. Business relationships worked and everything else, but I was wondering what's going on here. And when my 3 children told me that something was wrong with me, meaning that the relationship that I was in was not good, it led for me to really work on this. And so when I read the 12 steps, pretty much I narrowed it down to 2 components. Basically what it was saying, 9 of them basically had to do something with the divine. And the other was forgiveness, making amends. So that's all I did. What I had done, just want to share with everyone. Since I had to close down my business last year here in Los Angeles, I meditated and prayed for 60 days straight, 12-hour days, to get to the root of all things, the culprit, repressed emotions that I believe that onset all these unmanaged adult behaviors that I call codependency. Once that happened, once I processed it properly, the best I could, that veil of darkness, if you will, was removed from my thoughts. And I started having a radical transformation that was genuine in my true, authentic spirit, if you will, started surfacing. It's not because I felt it, but people were noticing it. I have a really big family and friends, and they were noticing this big change. And so we come about 14 months later, I have to let everyone know that I have become a whole new man. And the person that I am today is, I'm in a really good place. Those codependency patterns literally don't show up anymore. And if it does, I treat it like as if it's a fleeting image that I don't engage. I just recognize it and I let it just drift by. I don't let myself get drowned or attached to my history, to my trauma. It no longer dictates my life today. So I want to say, I can keep talking for an hour on this, but I want to say I'm grateful. Of course, CoDA has done wonders for me. It kind of cleared my thoughts by going through those 12 steps, but I really didn't do it formally. I just said, I'm going to do this on my own. And I was able to figure it out. So I want to thank everyone and thank you for allowing me to share.
Thank you for sharing today, Glenn.
You're welcome.
That's all the time we have for sharing today. After the close of the meeting, I will keep the room open for more shares, comments, and questions. Next month's meeting will be December 25th, Christmas Day. There will be a meeting at noon Pacific time, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Central Time, and 3 p.m. Eastern Time. The topic for next month's meeting will be anonymity. Hope to see you then. We'll close the meeting with the CoDA closing prayer. We thank our higher power for all that we have received from this meeting. As we close, may we take with us the wisdom, love, acceptance, and hope of recovery. Amen.